all of a sudden now, if you're making money, if you made money, if you're successful in whatever your endeavor was, especially if you're in the public light, you're automatically a role model. And I think that that's a poor reason to consider someone a role model.
What's good, people? It is episode 9 of the Sup'm Show. Today we're talking about Kanye and Kyrie. Are they on to something, or are they just being complete ninnies with what they have to say about what they saying?
What up, bro?
They ninnies, bro. They ninnies. Straight up.
Yes, sir, gentlemen.
Talks surrounding Kanye losing Adidas and not being a billionaire anymore, and Kyrie losing his endorsements and 5 games costing him over $1 million plus. Like, this is one of those situations where you do have to tread cautiously, because the world is run in a certain way, and it's even getting more interesting with Elon Musk on Twitter, like they're coming up with all these new rules and regulations. I think they're all fair, but it seems like when people start to be fair about what they have to say, they get in a whole lot of trouble. As a celebrity in my own line, I know that it comes with a whole lot of responsibility. You can't just randomly say things, because people just take what you say and they don't read into it. They don't go behind you and do any more research to understand exactly how deep the situation is, or how many different levels and how many different opinions can be formed from the information. So what y'all got to say, brothers?
Well, Ken can touch base. I'm not too brought up to speed on the Kyrie situation, but
All
I
right, so let me
definitely can speak on Kanye though.
I think we should break down both. Let's break down both one at a time.
Hey, you know what, my brothers? Could you guys, Ken? First off, what the hell are you eating, bro?
Cookies and cream, frozen yogurt with amaretto cream liqueur.
It's niggas like him, right? That eat all this crap and go to the gym and still stay in shape.
I tell my clients, don't do what I do what I say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you setting them up for failure. That's the same thing with Kanye and Kyrie doing for a whole lot of black people right now too. They setting us up for failure, and Beyonce too, telling people to release their job and all type of things. Y'all setting people up for failure. Y'all stop listening to the surface message and dig a little deeper.
You guys bring me up to speed on Kyrie, because I have no. Go ahead. This is the basketball player, right?
Yeah, this is the basketball player. He's been suspended for 5 games.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, he's been forced to apologize, I understand. What he's apologizing for is saying that, pretty much endorsing a documentary about.
He shared it.
Yeah, he shared it. And in sharing it is pretty much, people look at it as, oh, you endorse it.
What did he share?
He shared a documentary that displayed Jews, white Jews, in a not so bright light.
Okay.
Now, I have yet to watch the documentary.
Yeah, I was trying to find it. I couldn't find it.
Okay.
Yes, but there is a documentary, and I did listen to one of the interviews where they kind of like tried to get him to apologize on his own, and his response to it was like, "Apologize for what? I did not create the documentary. I simply shared it." And that's the level of responsibility that comes with being a
celebrity,
someone influential celebrity,
yeah,
right? Influential celebrity with money, because if he was broke, it wouldn't have been no big deal.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So he's he's being slapped. Same thing they did with the football player that decided that he was going to kneel during the national anthem. I mean, I get it. Like, I totally get it. Like, you have to. I get both sides of the story, because you guys as business owners, you can't have someone in your company that you own, that you're paying, talk bad about you.
No.
How is that going to work? You don't see eye to eye. You need to part ways. Simple. So that's what Kanye's situation is like. Don't see eye to eye. You got to part ways. Kyrie's same way.
I'll let you guys take the jabs at Kyrie. Y'all could open it up, because I definitely got a lot to say with Kanye. Go ahead, bros.
All right, so we get let's do Kyrie first.
Okay.
I feel and I don't know if we were brought up differently. I don't know. We made a different stuff, but celebrities was never my role model.
Speak on it.
Mm.
Fictional
Okay.
characters were more a role model for me than celebrities. Like Optimus Prime was a role model for me.
Gotcha.
He-Man.
Put some respect on
Right.
it.
Not so much Lion-O. Lion-O was a bit of a wimp, but He-Man, Optimus Prime, even Megatron and Mamra were kind of like persons who I kind of looked at their skills and organization and leadership skills, and it's like,
Right.
yo, like these guys are relentless. These guys are, Skeletor's ability to use humor even when he's down, uh, like that. Those are. I'm being serious. I don't think I'm joking. These
Yeah.
people. These were people who I thought were role models outside of my family. I'm talking about outside of real people now.
Right.
I never looked at maybe like a high level person like Michael Jordan, but
Mhm.
I was never going to be a basketball player, so he wasn't much of a role model per se.
I see where you're going with
But,
this.
but once you put a basketball in your hand, you want it to be like Mike. Period.
Yeah.
Right. Whether
Yeah.
you're playing basketball, no, whether you into basketball or not, if you are standing on the court with a basketball in your hand, you want it to be like Mike. I want it to be like Emmett Smith and Walter Payton. Those are the guys I wanted to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
In those days, I guess we didn't listen to much of what they said. What they said didn't really matter much.
Mhm.
Like
We
you
respected
rarely
their
heard,
talent.
except for people high level stars like Michael Jordan, of course, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. If they said something or something happened in their life, it was big news. But other guys, like you didn't hear if Patrick Ewing, had a road rage incident. Nobody heard about that. Nobody cared. You understand what I'm saying?
I see where you're going.
So I'm saying, like, I don't know where all this has changed, where all of a sudden now, if you're making money, if you've made money, if you're successful in whatever your endeavor was, especially if you're in the public light, you're automatically a role model. And I think that that's a poor reason to consider someone a role model just because they're successful in their business. That's not unless you're aspiring to be in that business. If you're not, why is Kanye? Why do
Kill
I
me,
care
man.
what Kanye says? Why do I care what Kanye says? Why do I care what Kyrie Irving says? I don't care what these guys say. So when did that
Yeah.
become a thing? I
Yeah.
love Wu-Tang, I love Busta Rhymes, I love Method Man, but if he talks negatively about, I don't know,
I
I
kind
don't know,
of
something, I don't
like
care.
I get where you were going, right? But and I'm just trying to be fair to the reality of it. Back in the day, there wasn't so much boldness to speak out, and those that did speak out ended up in it's just history here. People, we know that we have a road, John F. Kennedy Drive. We know that JFK was assassinated. We knew what he stood for. We know that Martin Luther King was assassinated. We know what he stood for. We know that Malcolm X was assassinated. We know that what he stood for. And these are people that stood that spoke out against certain things. And pointed and they shone a light on certain aspects of society at that given time, and they were punished for it.
If somebody doesn't believe that a certain event happened where a lot of people were killed, if Kanye doesn't think that, if he thinks slavery was a choice, like, I don't care. That doesn't affect me at all. If I like his song, I'm gonna buy it. That doesn't change anything.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Me buying his music doesn't depend on how he feels about abortion. Like, I don't care. That doesn't matter to me. If I like the music, I'm gonna listen to the music. So because I listen to the music means that I support his personal feelings. Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know where we got to this point, to the fact where the whole world now is upset because of one person's opinion. When did that happen?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you when it began to happen. It began to happen when everybody feel they can voice their opinion. based on anybody else's life. That's not their business. And the way how they voice their opinion is through the internet. Whether it be celebrities or just a common Joe Schmo on the street, everybody's searching for that next viral topic, viral clip to go famous. You know what I mean? So people just want to come out the woodwork commenting out the a-hole about stuff that don't concern them or stuff that we shouldn't even care about. That's the issue. That's the era we're living in right now. Like, I'm pretty sure the things we talk about on this show, if this go widespread, like eventually it will go, people are going to critique us too, bro. Look at Dyson. Who do you think he is? Look at Ken. He ain't even no doctor. Hey, look at JP with his round head. He's just all types of crap, man. Come on.
Yeah.
But isn't that, if that's supposed to be, that was supposed to be the point of social media, from what I understood? That's supposed to be the point.
Yeah.
The point was supposed to be to express whatever it is you're feeling or doing at the time,
Right.
in real time. I thought that was the point. But if you're going to say we have free speech, but you got to watch what you say, then that's not free speech. So don't say I have free speech.
But nothing that was never free. It was never free, bro.
So let's stop with the illusion that there's free speech, because there's no free speech.
But also let's put some accountability on these celebrities and artists. Also, you can't open the world up to your private life and your private business, and then when someone comments on it and it go against what you personally believe, you get all up in your feelings.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because you're the one that put it out there in the first place.
And
especially
that's the point.
Out there.
You can't really take what you see on social media seriously. You got to take it with a grain of salt.
Everybody.
Period. So the other side now of this Kyrie situation, is it really that serious? Is it $1 million plus fine serious to tweet?
I hear they're saying he may never come back to the team, and he may never be wearing a Nets jersey again. I'm like, really, dude? Like, for real?
Like, that speak to, like, why do you chastise somebody so harshly for doing something that seems that you can decide whether or not you want to, take it on or not? You know what I mean? Why? Yeah. Why is it what is the necessity of it? Like, who in there feeling so much that he needs to be suspended for 5 games?
Is it really this group that has this amount of power? Is that really true?
But I have done some research prior to this whole situation. During around the start of the war, the Russia and Ukraine, and I was trying to figure out why these people fighting. Why? I never thought in 2022 there'd be a war going on. Like, we supposed to be grown-ups now. Like, that was my whole thing. Y'all need to. Or at the very most, let's go back to ancient times. Get your leader. Put some gloves on him. And then Russia get their leader. Ukraine get their leader. Put some gloves on them. Put them in a ring, gladiator style ring. Let them duke it out. Whoever win, get their way. You understand? If you could fight, don't bring the whole country into it. You understand? Don't bring children into it. Don't bring hospitals into it. It's not necessary. That's how I feel. Like the killing it just doesn't make sense. So in that research, I understood, and I'll do it. The short story is, the Jews that are in the USA are migrants, the descendants of migrants from Poland, which the part of Poland that is now the Ukraine. Now this goes back centuries to when Bazard took over Poland, and Russia had their own version of slavery, sort of like service, but it wasn't a race thing; it was a class thing, and the Polish people would have fallen into the lower class, and they didn't like that, so they migrated to the U.S.
and those are the Jews that are there now. And then there's even more mix up because speaking with some African friends whilst I was in Canada, I get to understand that the Egyptians, or that top part of the top eastern part of Africa, west or east,
Northeast.
it is
Northeast.
right. Egypt is Arabs and not so much African. You understand what I'm saying? But then you have the whole marriage of Christ, because they say, you know, Christ was a Jew, and maybe he had his religion was Judaism in those day and time, and you mix all these things up together, and we know what colonization has done with religion. So it's this whole big mix up now. And then we turn around and we look at situations like this, where and maybe it's just coincidence that it's a black basketball player that made this statement. Maybe if a white basketball player had made the same statement, he would have been suspended for 5 games too. I don't know, but it's an interesting question. And but it just becomes a bit of a big fat why.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is this even a topic of discussion? That trumps. Did anyone end the pandemic yet? Is it end? Is it over?
I don't know, bro.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean,
Well,
anyone.
I was somewhere just now, and they were only allowing 6 people inside. So
Say again.
I was at a store just now, and they were only allowing 6 people inside at a time. So maybe it's not over.
And then these new abortion laws, like, are people okay with it now? I mean, we done? Is it time to move on to a black person tweeting?
Maybe it's about Twitter and Musk.
Bro, we live in an incredible sensitive time here, gents. And anything that gets you so-called canceled or so-called effed up financially.
So if you keep going down this track, then even a discussion like what we having now on Facebook soon will be like shut down immediately.
I said that earlier. I said that. Yeah. They're going to say Dyson can't sing. You ain't no doctor, and I have a round head.
No, only that. No. That's fine. I can accept that. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? I have I'm quite, you know, I've settled with my coconut head a long time ago.
No. Get it correct. You're not the one with the coconut head. I am. You're not a doctor. Get it right.
You see? So what I'm saying is, if somebody is watching me say something, or if I'm speaking somewhere and somebody says he can't say that, shut him off. You understand what I mean? Like that's a whole different story. That's a whole different level. That's a whole different level of that's not even slavery. You know, that's tyranny.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? That's pretty much a tyrant.
Yeah.
So that means we living under a dictatorship, and we don't even know it. If that's the case,
so
it's a dictatorship.
To segue into Kanye, who is now officially, his official name now, as of last year, is Ye.
His mama named Kanye. I'm calling him Kanye.
There you go. I see you beat me to it before I drag his ass right now. Go ahead.
If you ain't talking about 50 Cent, then I think you're safe, because 50 will sue you quick. But to segue in that, I'm reminded of, and this is, you guys may agree, or you may not, because you may not know this, but I remember when Michael Jackson announced that he was 51% owner of Sony. Anyone remember that?
I do.
Right. And then he geared up for his This Is It tour. And a man who has been performing all of his life, we knew that Michael had his issues, but a man has been performing all of his life, just all of a sudden dies of a sleeping pill overdose. I mean, things sometimes just don't add up to me. You understand what I'm saying? So let's talk about not adding up and Kanye West.
All right. Let me grab this one. Let me see if I can come from a place of understanding. First of all. All right. This is where now we're not talking about the pre-Kanye West. What was this first album? Graduation, whatever.
Graduate.
Okay,
College
that's it. Was
dropout.
that the first ones? Whatever. We're not talking about that Kanye. That was the hungry, want to get on Kanye. Go ahead, Dyson. What up?
That I think we could sum that up as before his mom passed, Kanye.
There you go. But
Yeah.
okay. Now, I've discussed Kanye over the years with a lot of people, and this may be lengthy, gents, but follow me here. Follow me here. Everybody goes through tragic situations. My brother Kent lost his mom. God bless. I lost my father. Okay. Everybody deal with grief in a different way. All right. But that does not give you the excuse to be an idiot. It does not.
You think he's an idiot a lot of times?
I think I wouldn't say he's 100% idiot, but I can say they do handle things from the perspective of someone who is an idiot. Certain things.
Because he's a former billionaire.
Huh?
He's a former billionaire. Just recently.
Hey, listen, being a millionaire and being a billionaire does not exempt you from being a fool. You're just a fool with money.
Okay.
Straight up.
Yeah,
so,
I got
first and foremost, where he totally messed up, and this one may not be a part of the topic, but I'm going to say it anyway, by getting with the Kardashians. That's his first very, very deep mistake. Reason I say is this. Kanye, you see, we as men, we have to learn from the mistakes of other men, bro. And on the Kim situation, there were many other men. And we're not talking about from a sexual perspective, just the way how she handled things and how she handled those men in her life.
Right.
Let's talk about it. You remember Reggie White?
Yeah.
How she handled that. Okay. All of these multiple people. Ray J, let's be honest. Kim has no talent, bro. She does not sing. She does not act. Go ahead, Dyson, defend her. I dare you.
I will defend her the same way I defend Beyonce in the argument as to who's the greatest of all time. That her talent is not that of her talent is in the business world. And what I understand, the talent really is their mom.
Okay.
But her talent is in her.
No, the talent is really their dad who died, the lawyer Kardashian. That's their talent. We're not talking about what's the Fruity Loop? What's the Fruity Loops ass guy who changed himself into? Well, we're not talking about Kris Jenner here. See, a lot of people don't know Kris Jenner is not their dad.
Ruckus has killed me, buddy.
Well, we all know the talent she has, right? Anyway, back on topic, okay, right? Kanye, a man of your status, a man of your level financially, you're not supposed to be caught out here with your pants down, man. You're not.
Yeah.
Because you've seen what other guys went through, man. You've seen it, bro.
Yeah.
And then after the fact is when you want to get right. When I say get right, I'm talking about get right as far as the family structure. You want everything to be in place as far as traditional. Bro, you was not worried about no traditional nothing when you was with him. Now that it's going south and going all crazy, now you want to come out the woodwork and talk what you want to talk. It doesn't work that way, man.
Yeah. I mean, Kanye.
Not only that, right? Sorry, not only that. Both of them are almost equally yoked, bro, when it comes financial wise. Almost.
Hey, that's what you mean?
Huh?
I mean, Kim and Kanye equally yoked?
Money wise.
Yeah.
Kim has an empire too, bro. Let's not take that from her.
Yeah, that's her hustle. That's her talent. That's
so check this out. Kanye, if you couldn't control her when she was, I wouldn't say broke, but a lot of layers below you you most definitely cannot control her now. And when I say control her, I don't mean being sexist and beating the girl and putting her in the dungeon so y'all get out your feelings. When I say control, I'm talking about a natural respect for you as a man, for you as a husband, from you as a father. I mean, let's be honest, bro. She texted him a picture with her and the new dude in bed. Come on, man. There's no coming back from that stuff, bro.
All right. Okay. I feel you. I feel you. And I'm trying to relate this now to Kanye being, do you feel as though, and this might be true, this might be the connection right here. Do you feel as though his adoration for Kim has caused him his billionaire status? Do you
Absolutely.
think?
100%. 100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
100%. Go ahead, Ken.
After myself, I've never been a billionaire yet, but
even a billionaire, it's not just not that.
From being in a similar situation, and I'm talking about connected to a woman who you think you'll die if she leave you or if you don't have her, because he straight up made that or made statements to that effect.
Yes.
You know, on Twitter once again, and when he tweeted about the Queen's death, he said, "Oh, what he said? He said, oh, UK, United Kingdom, I'm grieving with you also. I also lost my Queen."
Wow.
And I'm like, yo, like for real, bro, like for real, bro, like. So what I'm saying is, I do blame him because I've been through that, and right afterwards, I used to blame the girl for like treating me like that or taking advantage of me when I was weak. But guess what? That ain't her fault. That's my fault. That ain't nobody's fault but my own. So I blame him for the situation he's in right now, bro.
Yes.
There's no one else to blame but the guy who rock his man called Kanye. That's the only person to blame. Now I don't know. We know what that word means.
Right.
I'm not sure why Ruckus Man is using that word, but but Kanye has definitely displayed some type of mental, what's the word? I don't want to say illness. He has a diagnosis, right?
Mental disorder. Let's call it a disorder, don't illness.
No, he has a diagnosis. What was it again?
A diagnosis.
He was on mad for something.
For being silly.
I can't remember. I can't remember what it is.
Right now. I'm checking right now.
Some mental health issues and bipolar disorder. Okay.
Bipolar disorder.
So here's my thing. His losing the Adidas dropping him. You know, Adidas is huge here in the Bahamas. They sponsor a lot of our athletes and have endorsed a lot of our athletes. And I appreciate them for that. And when you have a big brand like that, you do want to maintain a certain decorum, you got to be on the level. So I don't give them any wrong for dropping Kanye. However, I kind of wonder who it is this affects, because I don't know any Black people that pay Kanye that much attention, to the point that which you were talking about a bit earlier, Ken, which is when things being a billionaire make you a role model.
Yeah.
So his influence, I wonder if Adidas did it as like they just was waiting for an opportunity.
From what I read from some articles I read, the relationship has been bad for a minute.
Yeah.
With Adidas, right? I don't know why. I mean, Kanye does seem like a loose cannon. If he truly has bipolar disorder, right? If he truly does, that means that, I mean, let's just be honest for a second. Let's take the name out of it. Let's say it's not Kanye West. This is some person on the street who's ill, who's in and out of silence, who has bipolar disorder, right? We wouldn't be having the same type of conversation for that person. We'd be sorry for this person. We'd be considerate. We'd be like, yo, this person needs help. Where their family at? You know, let's get if they say something crazy, then we're not gonna explode on them. We can be like, yo, he's crazy, man, or he's whatever. This person needs some help. So ignore him. He needs help. That's what we would say, right? But because it's Kanye West, I'm just surprised, especially in this day, in this sensitive era that we're in. Nobody's saying this guy needs help. And nobody's going to say this guy needs help until, Lord forbid, somebody perishes, either himself and a few other people, because of something crazy. And then everybody will be like, you'll see a documentary on Kanye West, how he was, and the dangers of mental health. And you'll see all type of articles about being more sensitive to, especially celebrities who have these issues and try to keep it a secret and cope. You'll see articles about coping with death and loss. You'll see all type of stuff come out.
You're talking about if something happens to him?
I'm saying if something happens, you'll see all of this stuff come out. Right now, nobody's saying, hey, this guy seriously is an ill patient that's free on the street that needs help. Nobody's saying that. True. Billionaire or not. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if billionaire or not, if you have a mental illness. It doesn't matter. Mental illness don't care how much money you have.
Do you personally think he needs some type of medical assistance?
I think he needs intervention, and I think he needs intervention. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he needs intervention, and he needs somebody with him. It's hard to say because he's an adult, and you can't force people to take help. Yeah. Right? That's the trick with mental health. You can't force people to take your help, right? Unless they're a danger to themselves or others. You can't do that. Can't
come to him, man. Not Dyson. Can't come to him personally.
That's not my specialty. But
Kanye, that's your specialty.
But I'm saying it's just a shame that if something terrible happens, right? That this guy didn't get the help that he needed when there are other people out there, and we're not acknowledging that he needs the help like we would acknowledge some regular person. You know what I mean? I'm not excusing him, He's probably the 100% contributor to his position, right? At the same time, though, I think he knows he needs help. And I think he knows he goes off the wire sometimes. If you read, I can't repeat what he said in the real, the post that got him in a lot of trouble, but he said he's going to go, what he said, Area 51 or something he said. He's going to go.
Something that meant that
meant a lot of violence, right?
Right.
That doesn't sound, even Kanye said a lot of crazy stuff, but that don't sound right.
Yeah,
I don't sound like sensible talk.
I didn't think he meant it literally. I think he meant in a barrage of exposing things that he may know about, or exposing truths, or even exposing
even so he could have a type of, because schizophrenia is there's broad spectrum. There's a spectrum of schizophrenia, right? There's not just one type. So he could easily be, and it's really easy to go from bipolar to schizophrenia. Like those, they connect very DEFCON. That's what he said. And it's real easy to go to kind of upscale yourself from bipolar to just straight on schizophrenia. So what I'm saying is, the dude needs help, and it didn't. Even if he meant figuratively, even if he meant he's going to go on a, walk around with signs held up, whatever.
Right.
Even if he didn't mean it as far as physical violence, it's still crazy talk. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's still a weird tone.
Yeah.
So he was on meds. Pretty sure he was off his meds when he was writing that stuff. Pretty sure he was off his meds. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not giving him a break, but at the same time, he's sick, and somebody needs to sit him down or take him somewhere. He needs to go to a family island or something and just chill. No computers, no nothing. no Adidas, no
Mhm.
nothing. Just go and chill, have some drinks, dog, and relax yourself. You know what I mean?
I think that sums it up right there. I think if you got plenty of money, and you upset about something, spend a little bit of that money. Come to the Bahamas. We got a lot
There
of
you go.
chills for y'all. You
Yeah.
know, where you could stay out of
Nobody will judge you.
a you can't do that often because the internet don't always work. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're safe. You can be comfortable. I can even list off some places where you could come and jump. So
Exactly.
um it's just I think it's progressive. That is my final words on it, fellas. I think it's progressive that there are more and more people just speaking their mind, even though the what they're saying is unpopular. But it intelligent people hear it and then they go and research and they find information and knowledge that they did not have before. I think
Yeah.
that's a good thing. But I do wholeheartedly accept the responsibility of a lot of people watching you, of your influence. There is that whether you ask for it or not, I think you have a role to play in society. If you want to be taking $1 from 100 million people, or,
Yeah.
or how much is a platinum album? 1 million records, right?
A million records sold.
Yeah. If you're gonna take $10 from 1 million people, one of the things I think well, actually, that ain't even fair because you give them the music. That's what they pay it for. People, if y'all spending your money with these people, no matter how much y'all cherish them, love them for what they're doing and for what you like them for. Don't expect nothing else. So let me just take that side of it. Don't expect nothing else from them other than what it is, the talent that you enjoy.
In other
And
words, people need to stop putting celebrities on pedestal because at the end of the day, they're regular like everybody else when it comes to problems.
exactly,
Right.
straight up. All right.
Right. Right.
And
I've, I've, I'll echo that as I close out. I'll echo that too and say that I've been told once on a issue that had nothing to do with healthcare that they said something like, "You're a doctor, you're supposed to know better," and I'm like, this is not a topic that I learned in medical school. Like we didn't learn interacting. Like they didn't say you must be nice to people in medical school or anything like that. Like, you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So I understand. I'm not a celebrity, but at the same time, people do hold you accountable based on a position you have in society, whether we like it or not. So you're right. We do absolutely have to acknowledge that. But at the
right.
same time, people got to be sensible enough to realize, like Juan said, we all blood and bones and muscle, man. Like we all human beings. We all bleed red. We all get stressed out. We will all cave under some amount of pressure, different level of pressure for different people, but we
Yep.
will all cave under pressure at some point. I've had my own challenges since my mom died. So I could relate directly to that because I've changed as a person since my mom died.
Mm-hmm.
Since my mom died, I've changed as a person. The way I
Yeah.
react to people is totally changed from my mom died. So I understand that point. As far as the Kyrie Irving situation is concerned, these are kind of connected, but I feel like um, the superpowers, the super billionaires that be the persons who own the social media, persons who own all the media,
Who own entertainment?
what
Period.
who own
They're all
entertainment, period.
connected, bro. They're all connected.
What they've done is, I think they've created something that they're realizing that is pretty tough to control.
Right.
Because you've sold the illusion of freedom and free speech, and you've created a medium for persons to communicate this free speech at any time possible. Then you've created an engine for persons to, first of all, submit any type of information, whether it's been verified or not. Talking about the internet, I can submit anything to the internet and say that it's factual when it doesn't have to be. So you have an infinite access, pretty much infinite access to this information in the palm of your hands, and you can share that information, whether it's fact or not, immediately to millions of people. And doesn't that sound crazy? That sounds like a lot of problems to me. So now that you have this situation, you want to try to control it by saying, okay, you can't say this. You can say anything you want, but you can't say this. You know what I mean? And that's going to turn out bad in the long run. I predict that in the long run, you're going to see a lot more cases like this. Because Kyrie Irving, great basketball player, but he's nobody special. He's no Malcolm X. Yeah, so right. I mean, so he's no social warrior, is what I'm saying. Right. He's not fighting for he's an intelligent guy, but he's not Malcolm X. So now he's turned into Malcolm X because of one, according to him, one innocent share on his social media. Right. So a lot more of this is going to happen. And to me, if you feel like you can't share your free speech on the free media in the world that's supposed to be free, then you're not free. Right. And I think that's gonna cause a lot of clash, and I think that's going to be the theme in the next U.S. election. I think that's going to be the theme in the next coming years because that's really the difference between Donald Trump and everybody else. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it kind of boils down to that. Being able to be free, say what you want to say, be how you want to be, and not have to be accountable for it, versus being nice, being a nice person, not offending anybody, and trying to navigate society without pissing off any group of people. Right. Like those two things aren't compatible with existence. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I think it's going to explode in a big situation very soon.
You know what always surprised me about people, millionaires, billionaires, who gets into little stuff like this over the internet? It's always amazed me. And me and Ken always speak about this, right? You being a millionaire or a billionaire or whatever, bro, why are you even getting caught up in all this garbage and nonsense, bro?
I see this, Michael.
It's crazy.
If you ain't gonna see me, you ain't gonna hear me.
That's what I'm trying, bro. Do you know how many islands up for sale?
You ain't gonna see me, you ain't gonna hear me.
What I could just go and buy and get away from all this garbage and just enjoy life. Like, bro, Kanye, Kyrie, whoever else, bro, stay off the internet, bro. Enjoy your millions, bro. Because everybody can't do what you do. Everybody don't have the opportunity to make money how you make it. You are rare anomaly, bro. This is not an everyday thing for the average man. You understand? We're talking about 1 to 2% of men in general, bro, that make it to that level. And here you go, being that special, handpicked from God, so to speak, to put you in that position of power. And here you go, effing up the bag. I don't get that, bro.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, boy, that's powerful. That's powerful, one.
Right.
There's a whole lot more.
If I get a bag right now, right? If I get a bag right now, millionaire, billionaire, I come to collect y'all niggas, bro. I come to collect y'all, and guess what? We going on the island. Bring your family along and be chilling. We ain't caring about what people talking about, bro. Especially not to the point to make a big deal like this. What I care about going viral? I'm a millionaire. What I care? But that's just me. And that's just y'all, obviously, too. I'm going to close up. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, if the gay community or the Jewish community want to give me a whole bunch of money, I ain't gonna have nothing to say. Just want to put that out there. I ain't got nothing to say.
See, I'm not in the entertainment. I'm not in the entertainment industry anymore. So I can speak for you, Dyson.
Yeah, I let talk for me.
Hey, whenever you get a problem, right? Send them to your human resources department over there.
I really appreciate the talk, man. I think we got a little deeper and shed some new light on because I some of these things I wasn't really hearing people touch on.
Yeah.
Um, so I think we open up the conversation a little bit more, and that's what it's all about on the Sup'm Show, episode number 9. Kanye, Kyrie. Let us
And
know what y'all.
and the rest of y'all want to be viral people. Stop it, man. Stop
Yeah.
it. Take in your family, make your money, go sit somewhere in the corner, stare at the corner, shut up and be quiet. Man,
Yeah. I got just post pictures with a bunch of children. Post pictures is that. Talk about what your kids did that day.
that's it, man.
Crazy
Nobody cares that you got an opinion on the Jews, on the gays, on nobody cares, bro. Kanye, you a millionaire. You a millionaire. Shut up.
we acknowledge that there is a system. It exists, and this is what it does. So now that you know, govern yourselves accordingly. I'm not suggesting that anybody just be mute and shut up. But I'm
Yeah.
saying y'all give me the money, I ain't got nothing to say. All right, that's the Sup'm Show. Sup'm Show episode. We talk again next Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Talking up some more serious nonsense. All right.
Seriously.
Y'all be safe, man. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace out.